Performing music is crazy. Imagine willingly stepping into a situation where your deepest fears come alive. A place where a single slip of memory could lead to soul-crushing terror. Where the weight of expectations feels like a physical force, threatening to crush you.
Who would want to do this? Seriously? You don't need to face a hungry lion or step onto a battlefield. As ridiculous as it might sound, but playing a classical solo concert can be just as terrifying to the mind.
In most other professions, this crushing pressure would be unacceptable. Yet, night after night, elite musicians do exactly this. It's something that's rarely emphasized when we talk about learning music. Playing in front of an audience is by far the most powerful experience we can have as musicians. It can be the catalyst for years of motivation, but it is at the same time extremely dangerous. Whether students keep playing an instrument, maybe even pursue it as a career, or in the worst case, stop playing it altogether, these decisions are often made around our experiences with performances. And even for studied professionals, careers have ended because of the trauma of humiliation, even if it might sometimes be more imagined than factual.
I'll admit this is an unusual place for a world-class concert hall to be, but here we are at the Teatro del Lago in Frutillar, southern Chile. This is a very sparsely populated region, yet they evidently managed to make this venue work, and they're currently hosting the 3rd International Guitar Festival with a major international lineup. They've headlined the Beijing guitar duo Jorge Caballero, Rafael Fiatre, and of course Stephanie Jones, who I'm just tagging along with as usual.
These are all players who are at the top of their game, and they perform frequently with enormously complex and demanding programs. They should have it figured out. Let's try to understand their minds.
For me, at least, it's almost like your body is aware of it, sort of subconsciously. So I actually feel like it is quite tired earlier in the day, like it's conserving energy for the concert. Usually I tend to take a nap or something, have a nice sleep and slow morning. Just take the day as it comes. And when I go through my program, I make sure that as I'm going through it, the last piece that I go through is the one that I'm going through on stage. So I sort of try to time it so that I'm going through it pretty evenly throughout the day up until the concert. All of those classes you have at university that you can sign up for to practice playing in front of your peers, very, very important. And recording yourself and any ways that you can put yourself under a little bit of stress and be in that nervous adrenaline situation, then you are more able to cope with how that happens. So it's okay that you get that adrenaline, it's okay to get a little bit of the nerves, but it's how you deal with it then, how you cope with it.
I had the idea for this video quite spontaneously, so I didn't get the chance to get most of the performers in front of the camera. But in our conversations, there were some clear similarities evident between all of them. In the days leading up to a performance, practice becomes markedly less intense. It's no longer about pushing limits, but about mental reassurance. These artists have already put in the hard work, now it's time to trust in that preparation. The day of the concert is one of curious detachment. The musicians emphasize the importance of keeping things ordinary. No wild adventures, no dramatic changes. It's all about creating a sense of calm before the storm. Don't get scared, but interestingly also don't get too excited. It's really only in the hour before the performance where the engine gets revved up. This is when the switch flips and all that carefully managed energy is channeled into the performance. This meticulous approach to energy management isn't just about avoiding fatigue, it's about building resilience. We already explored this in an earlier video, go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. To become really good at something means we need to find a way to set up a functional and highly rewarding learning environment. There's really no way around this. Of course, to become good at performing, it's like with anything else, you need to perform a lot. This is the generally accepted advice everywhere, and I would give it to any student, but just leaving it at that is not enough. If you don't know how to mentally prepare yourself for these situations, they quickly become extremely demotivating, traumatizing even. This is something we need to take into account every time we touch the instrument really. If you are able to trigger your inner reward button while practicing for yourself, you'll be more able to utilize that on stage too. And there it's 1,000 times more powerful. To the contrary, if you're very anxious about making mistakes and you punish yourself for making them during your regular practice, this will also be greatly amplified on stage.
So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be facing this now, and there's nothing else I can do about it. I've done the prep, I've done everything I need to do. Now I just enjoy it and just like let it go. And that's how it feels like then when you get on stage. It's just like you're just letting it go, and you're just communicating with the audience, just having a good time and trying to enjoy it as much as you can. And then afterwards, like, it feels amazing then, because you're like, yes, I did it. It worked well, everyone enjoyed it, I had a blast. And that's when you're really on the high. And then those highs is what really, it's sort of like, it can be a little bit addictive, the highs then afterwards, and then it's like that really spurs you on then for the next one, for sure. So any of those moments where it's like, oh, this is really difficult or really stressful, or I have so much to do or whatnot, any of those low times is really helped by, you know, then you remember that time, like after the concert, that felt so good.
Consistently, the best performers are the most resilient ones. And I think the crucial thing that's always misunderstood is resilience doesn't mean being able to withstand immense harm. It means being able to turn potentially harmful situations into rewarding ones. Doing this doesn't mean faking positivity. When we talk about rewarding situations, they are really states of heightened awareness. It's being curious about what happens next. It's having a wish or expectation, but resisting the impulse to go for it immediately. A thing you will often see in a great classical concert are these moments of still expectation. It's like a prayer, really. The musicians wait until the audience becomes quiet. They keep channeling this curiosity until it becomes almost unbearable. And now that we know the underlying mechanism, it's fairly clear that the goal is to increase the reward. No matter if world-class musician or average Joe, humans generally do what they like and they avoid doing things they don't like. What news? Ultimately, this is one of the greatest lessons music can teach anyone. You don't become tough by beating yourself over and over. You get there by finding out how to access your reward system whenever you need it.
I sort of try to feel a bit like I'm sensing the audience, but this is definitely something you need to practice as well, being able to cope with that. And that comes back to just having the experience. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and to not worry about it.
Let me know in the comments what your experiences with performing were and how they influenced your musical journey. I have to catch a flight back to Germany now. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Cheers!
This video was made possible with the support of Tonebase. Tonebase is a one-of-a-kind platform for all things classical music, and it hosts many of the most significant educators and performers of our time. If you want to learn, for example, more about performance practice, there's dozens of high-quality resources just on that single topic, and more than 1,000 on all kinds of other things classical music, with the library ever growing. Check it out for free at the link in the video description.